All right, good Tuesday morning. It is the 20th day of February. We're live on the KGNS Digital News Desk. We're live to the website at kgns.tv. We're also live to the KGNS YouTube channel. It is the day after the long weekend. Everybody should be back to business. It's also the first day of early voting, so lots happening on this technically the first day of the week for many after the holiday. I'm sure you're interested in the weather, so as we always do, we bring in Yolanda Villarreal here to the Digital News Desk. Yolanda, how are you? Good morning.
I'm doing great, and we are also live.
Yes, we're live, Yolanda. Did I not mention we were live?
No, but I was also like, okay, once again, I'll say it.
Yeah, you can do that, Yolanda.
Okay.
What's going on?
So far with weather, it's going to be quiet for this week, but what's not going to be that quiet would be those warming temperatures that are expected throughout this week. Today, it's going to be the beginning of that warming trend. This morning, our temperatures were in the low 50s, some in the low 40s, but as the day goes on, due to those sunny skies, and also before I get ahead of myself, this morning in your early commute, many of you saw lots of fog, and that could be possible once again for tonight into tomorrow morning, and that's when many of you are driving to work, dropping off your kids at school. So right now we do see that our current temperatures are still ranging in the 50s for some spots. 64 is our current temperature here at home, Laredo. Also for Zapata, 63 for Falcon Lake, in the upper 50s for Fier, 55 for Heavenbow, in the low 60s for Cotula and El Cinal, Carrizo Spring in the upper 50s. But those sunny skies should be warming our highs into the 70s and 80s. So our winds right now are blowing from the southeast up to 15 miles per hour throughout the day. And then for tonight, those winds will be increasing with gusts up to 20. So it is going to be a breezy night. Just keep that in mind that for tomorrow, for tonight into tomorrow morning, there's that possibility of some patchy fog. And right now, we still see that there are some areas being impacted by this fog, and it would be mainly in Heavenbow. So throughout the day for us here at home, our temperatures will be increasing into the 70s and 80s. Around 1 p.m. already in the 80s. Lots of sunshine. And then by 7 p.m., still in the 70s as we head into 10 p.m. in the 60s. For tonight, we're not going to be dropping into the 50s. We're going to be dropping into the low 60s. Tomorrow, just keep in mind in your early commute, there patchy fog could be possible. Mostly sunny, breezy conditions for us starting off in the afternoon all the way into the night. Then we do see for Thursday, sunny skies, but look at that high, near 90-degree temperatures. And then for Saturday, there's going to be the LC Fun Fest as well. So if you're planning to go out there throughout the morning hours, they're going to be in the 50s. Then later on in the afternoon, they should be increasing into the 80s, because by Thursday night into Friday, we're having a weak front, not doing much to our highs. They're still going to be ranging in the low 80s. And then for Sunday, it's that air show. If you're going to be out there, it is going to be breezy as well in the morning hours in the 60s. Then later on, it's going to be increasing into the upper 80s. And you may ask, why are we heading into the upper 80s and 90s? We just had that weak front. So the return of those southeasterly winds will be increasing our highs once again for Sunday and Monday. So next week, we're going to be starting with those 90-degree temperatures, but they're going to be in the low 90s.
Well, Yolanda, are we going to see any more cold weather at all?
Maybe there could be a once or cool front, but not that cold, like 30-degree temperatures as our high so far. That's how it's looking.
A lot of things happening. The carnival, you mentioned the LC Fun Fest on Saturday. By the way, they will be on Telemundo Tu Casa at 11, and they'll be on the noon show as well. So if you want to find out more about the Fun Fest, tune into one of those newscasts. And then the air show on Sunday that you talked about. You said it might be breezy, correct?
Yeah, it's going to be breezy for the Fun Fest and also for the air show.
Okie dokie. Thank you, Yolanda.
Thank you.
See you at noon.
See ya.
Okay, let's take a look at traffic on this fine Tuesday morning. I'm going to take a look in the area where there was an accident earlier. Well, not exactly in that area, not exactly at the spot, but this is Loop 20 at 59 right now. There was some traffic earlier because of an accident, and that was actually right here in front of the KGNS studios. I do have a little bit of video. Laredo Police Department has informed us they were not called out, so it doesn't seem to be a serious accident. Let me show you what we have video-wise. Actually, let me show you this first. So this was the scene as the traffic was backing up, and you see the two ambulances there. Looks like two vehicles involved there in that shot. Let me see what we have video-wise. Really just a picture of the traffic as many of the KGNS Plus employees had to deal with as they were coming in. And again, it looks like one van there in the shot, and it's actually an ambulance and a fire truck that were called out to the scene. Let's see, yeah, that's all the video I have. So all PD says was there was a two-vehicle collision in front of KGNS on the overpass of Loop 20, but it was not a major accident. We were not notified of it. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break. We'll get into your news when we come back here on the KGNS Digital News Desk. Stay with me. And welcome back to the KGNS Digital News Desk. We are live on this Tuesday morning. It is the first day of early voting for the March 5th primary election. That started already this morning, so you do have the opportunity to go vote early for the primary election. And during the early voting is when you can go anywhere in the city to cast your vote. Well, candidates are rallying to ensure they win their party seat to face off in November. Araceli Garza tells us what races people can expect to see on the ballot for this new election season.
The countdown has started for the primaries in Texas. Many seats up for grabs this election period are the federal, state, and local level races. The Webb County Elections Office has been preparing for months for this cycle. Dozens of candidates have registered for both political parties. Webb County Democratic Chair Silvia Bruni says she is hoping for more voters to turn out to the polls.
Basically, candidates running all the way from congressional all the way to low county candidates. Every single one of them is important. Every one of them. And so I would urge our voters to study the issues, study the candidates, and for the love of democracy, get out and vote, because our vote in Webb County has been abysmally low for decades. It's really incredible that with as much potential as we have to influence legislation that is good for the community, we stay home. We do not vote.
Some of the Democratic high-profile races include state representative for District 80, Webb County Sheriff, County Attorney, and the Constable's race. On the other hand, Webb County Republican Chair Luis de la Garza encourages the community to exercise their right to vote. De la Garza says there will be an addition to the Republican ballot.
One of the additional things that we have for the Republican Party, we have added a questionnaire, a 13-question questionnaire that will be coming out as they with the vote, and it's to get a status of how the Republicans are feeling here for the state of Texas and which direction they want the party to move forward. And so the GOP, the Texas GOP, has included that in the election. And Republicans that will be voting on that ballot should be aware that that's going to be coming up.
This questionnaire will not affect your ballot. In other words, it's not mandatory. He says their high-profile races include U.S. Representative for District 28 and State Representative for District 80. These are the races that have the most candidates battling for their Republican ticket. Early voting will run from February 20th through March 1st, with Election Day set for March 5th. For KGNS News, I'm Liseli Garza.
Thanks, Cecily. And to see your sample ballot for this year's primary election cycle, you can go to our website at kgns.tv and click on the Election Guide button. A crash on I-35 redirects traffic along the highway. It happened by the Del Mar Boulevard exit just before 9 at night. According to initial reports, a vehicle slammed into the median, causing traffic to merge into the right-hand lanes. No word yet on any injuries in this accident. Meanwhile, earlier in the day, a South Laredo family gets an unexpected visitor, a car. Viewer video shows a damaged vehicle stalled at the front door of a house near South Ejido and Ramona Drive. The video was recorded at around 1 in the afternoon. The house appears to have some minor damage near the front entrance. No word on what caused the crash or if the driver was cited. The incident is under investigation. A high-speed chase ends with some serious property damage and a driver from Mexico behind bars. It happened this past Friday when DPS troopers chased after a vehicle from Mines Road all the way up to Baltimore and San Bernardo. According to the reports, that's where the driver, 19-year-old Yahid Alejandro Reina de la Cruz, lost control and hit a barricade at a private business. He was arrested and charged with human smuggling and evading arrest. No other injuries were reported. Well, if you live or travel through Winfield Parkway, you might want to listen up. Starting today, city crews will start installing speed tables along the boulevard. City officials say the project will take 60 days. The street already has marks where the speed tables will be located, and the signage and barricades for road closures are in place. Again, that work has started today, so you can expect delays during the morning and afternoon traffic through the Winfield subdivision. And Laredo's mayor calls a recent meeting with El Paso's mayor a productive one. Mayor Victor Trevino met with Mayor Oscar Lesser on Monday. In a statement, Dr. Trevino described the meeting as an important and productive one. He says the two leaders spoke about trade, border security, and community revitalization. Trevino says, quote, "We both share the belief that binational collaboration is the key to success of our border communities." The meeting was held while attending the Border Trade Advisory Committee meeting. And calls came into the KGNS newsroom early Monday morning of a United States flag being displayed upside down at the newly founded Vietnam Veterans Plaza. Many of the callers were members of local veterans organizations. KGNS reached out to city officials about the matter, and although they could not tell us who raised the flag, they were sending a member of the Parks and Recreation Department to fix it. But according to a social media post, a private citizen was seen fixing the flag. All right, going to stop there and take a quick break. I will be right back after this on the KGNS Digital News Desk. Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us here on the KGNS Digital News Desk. We are again broadcasting live to the website at kgns.tv. We're also broadcasting live to our YouTube channel. This is the second week that we are on the Digital News Desk after returning from a hiatus due to the building change, but I'm glad to be back. Glad to have you along this morning and spread the word. We're here every weekday, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning, again on the website and on our YouTube channel. This is between newscasts. This is after the morning newscast, before the 11 o'clock newscast on Telemundo and the new newscast on KGNS. If there's anything breaking in between that time, anything new, we will bring it to you here. We will be live, by the way, on the noon show for election coverage. Mindy Caso will head out and broadcast live for us during the noon show, so tune into that. And Yolanda Villarreal and myself will be on that newscast as well. Okay, a traveling Holocaust exhibit has set up here in the Gateway City. People living in the surrounding area can now visit the Sames Auto Arena to experience the message from Hate Ends Now, the cattle car exhibit. It features a 360 video projection inside its walls, where visitors will learn about the Holocaust through recorded testimonies from survivors. The display was made possible by the Holocaust Memorial Museum of San Antonio, a department of the Jewish Federation of San Antonio. One attendee tells KGNS visiting the exhibit has been life-changing.
When you actually see it, when you hear something, but when you actually see an interview with some of the death camp survivors, it's totally different. To see all those people die for no reason other than being Jewish, Russian, Soviet prisoners of war, just powerful.
Well, the exhibit tours are free to the public and run for about 30 minutes. The Hate Ends Now cattle cart is open to the public today. I believe this is the second and last day, and they'll be open until 4 o'clock this afternoon. They just opened up at 10 this morning. And while kids got a day off from school for President's Day, LISD teachers got a lesson on some of the different types of mental health disorders. Representatives from SCAN met with educators at Valdez High School to go over some of the different types of issues students may be facing. SCAN went over how teachers can recognize some of the signs of anxiety, depression, and substance abuse issues, as well as how they can provide help to those who are struggling. During a time when mental health is being put in the spotlight, one principal says it's important to be able to identify some of the symptoms to prevent a possible tragedy.
We can be anywhere with any people, and it can be at that moment that somebody with a mental health disorder is having an episode. And if somebody that's around that situation got this training and is aware, oh, you know what, those looks like the signs and symptoms of XYZ disorder, would maybe know how to react to that situation.
Well, SCAN offers these types of trainings to other LISD schools and organizations in the community. If you'd like more information, you can contact SCAN. Well, the fate of the United Independent School District superintendent could be decided in just 2 days. David Gonzalez was placed on leave with pay back in August after sexual harassment accusations from an employee were made against him. An independent examiner, as part of a thorough investigation by the Texas Education Agency, recommended his contract be terminated. Initially, in a 6-1 vote, board members voted to place Gonzalez on leave. One of the board members who voted in favor of that decision says if the board decides to terminate Gonzalez's contract, he hopes the future superintendent will instill change.
I'd like to see some strength in our academics, in our curriculum, our instruction. I'd like to see somebody who can bring some stability to the district, somebody who can work with all different types of opinions and personalities, but somebody who is strong academically.
That meeting is taking place tomorrow, the 21st at 6 in the evening at the UISD SAC Auditorium, which is located at the 5200 block of Santa Claudia Lane. That is going to do it for now. I will see you on KGNS News at noon. But before that, I invite you to tune in to Telemundo en tu Casa at 11 o'clock. Both shows will have representatives from Laredo College to talk about the Fun Fest on Saturday. Still lots of things happening in the Gateway City. You've got the carnival still in town until next Monday. And then you've got the LC Fun Fest on Saturday and the noon show on Sunday. Again, a reminder that Mindy Gasso will be live on the noon show for coverage of day one of the elections, early elections for the March 5th primary. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed rest of your Tuesday.